Hi, I'm Arkush for ChicagoSunTimes.com and our NFL Week 10 fantasy forecast. And we're going to start with a game that only a fantasy fanatic could love. The Atlanta Falcons visiting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. There's something interesting in this game, though. Julio Jones, the all-pro wide receiver, this past week pronounced himself 100% fit for the first time this season. Remember, he had off-season ankle surgery. He hadn't been that bad before the Falcons took a bye, but he says he is ready. If Julio Jones goes off, that makes Matt Ryan a lot better at quarterback. That makes Roddy White a lot better on the other side at wide receiver, as they can't double both of them. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have stopped nobody all season long, so we are suggesting strongly that you get all three Falcons in your lineup: Julio Jones, Matt Ryan, and Roddy White. Also, let's take a look at the Philadelphia Eagles. They've got the Carolina Panthers coming in. I believe that's going to be a night game, maybe even a Monday night, as I recall. You've got Mark Sanchez getting a start at quarterback for Nick Foles, who is now down for 6 weeks with a collarbone problem. Don't play Mark Sanchez, not that fast. He still throws too many picks. But we think that LaShawn Shady McCoy and Darren Sproles are going to have the football in their hands almost all night long. These are a couple guys that you really want to make sure you play. I know you would play Shady McCoy anyway, but get Darren Sproles in the lineup. The Carolina Panthers defense has struggled more and more each week. They're not getting any healthier. They've got to go on the road looking for a big game from those two Eagles running backs. And this week, I'm going to give you a couple more to stay away from. There aren't that many games on the board that scream, hey, you got to play this guy. But look at the New Orleans Saints hosting the San Francisco 49ers. Now, Mark Ingram has been a fantasy savior for a lot of folks. Others, they're big fans of maybe a Kyrie Robinson or maybe it's Travaris Cadet that you like. Stay away from them this week. They're dangerous. The 49ers may not be able to go into New Orleans and pull off the upset, but they play run defense about as well as anybody in the NFL. It is just hard to imagine a running back, particularly a New Orleans running game that's been inconsistent at best. Ingram, the only one who's really stood out all year long. It's hard to imagine them going off against the San Francisco 49ers, so we would be very careful there. And for our last one, group of players here, this is going to surprise you. You've got the Miami Dolphins' Ryan Tannehill coming off a career game, 27 fantasy points he put up last week. Another beneficiary of that has been his tight end, Charles Clay. Also, you've got his wide receiver, Mike Wallace. Don't play them this week. I know they appear to be getting hot. Yes, the Dolphins are a good football team. Maybe they even pull the upset in Detroit, but the Detroit Lions defense at home in particular has been wicked. That front four is going to go after Tannehill. We expect them to get him off this spot. I think it's going to be a very difficult week for the young Dolphin offensive stars, the budding fantasy football stars. Not this week. Stay away from Ryan Tannehill. Stay away from Mike Wallace. Stay away from Charles Clay. We hope that helps you out a little bit. And for the very best in fantasy information, any kind of sports, anytime, 24/7, stay right where you're at ChicagoSunTimes.com.